A whole new tune.
Is that what I think it is?
You didn't think it was gonna be that easy, did you?
You know, for a second there? Yeah, I kinda did.
Silly rabbit.
Tricks are for kids.
Freaking Miles, man. Genius.
That first one's a Fibonacci sequence.
Ma!
Now get your hand off of that. Oh, oh, oh.
47 for sure.
That's the atomic number for silver. Are you sure that's silver?
That's silver. So this is it.
I don't know where we're going. I wrap my arms around your naked shoulders. Take cover for the night. I see you in the morning rain. Step inside and lay beside me.
All together now. 1, 2, 3.
Give me just a smile before I fade to silver, silver blue for you. Before I fade to silver, silver blue for you. I turn into the broken one, lost the inspiration. I want to give you all my love, like water to a blood red rose. The passion I can't deal with her, the pain well I can do without him. This is like the Milky Way, an ocean that only grows and grows. And may my fade to silver, silver blue for you. I turn and fade to silver, silver blue for you.
Before I fade to silver, silver blue for you. Within the setting of Kill Bill, we have noticed within the desert two feminine energies making a stand. A white lady that holds a gang of the crazy 88, the star constellations, and a yellow lady that has been betrayed and left for dead by that same gang controlled by Bill aka Saturn. I will not go into complete detail of Kill Bill, but Bill and his gang probably represent the heptamet Archon structure, aka the solar system, that has been sieging this crater and its original world Antarctica. Within previous work we have seen the arrival of the parasite entity through an electrical arc, and making a stand with a neighboring crater Sirius B, from which it has hooked a wormhole onto Sirius, in which the heptamet heavens, aka the planets, are bridging two worlds, and so two dimensions with each other, the Rainbow Bridge. Within the 64 tetrahedron energy grid, which represents a geometry of the magical four, and seems to be designed to merge two worlds into one, the parasite has created a mirror world, in which energies are tangled up within pressure and time, to sequence two into one. Within the flower power, we will dive deeper into this mechanism and start making a lot of links with the so-called secret geometry and its cycles. Within the movie Glass Onion, we notice a flower rotating within the sequence of the golden ratio and energized by the magic of 4. A closer look into the golden ratio infinity loop pictures the color system of red and green light connected through its all yellow. Remarkable is the piece of gold or a coin that seems to float along the golden ratio looping.
A whole new tune.
Freaking Miles, man. Genius.
That first one's a Fibonacci sequence.
Through the looping of the golden ratio within Fibonacci sequencing, you see the LIONSGATE turning up within this sequence. It opens up or gives access to a known color system, the heptamat archon
The
structure,
Fibonacci sequence.
the solar system. So what is this LIONSGATE? Behind the doors that are coded as the LIONSGATE, we see a clockwork that is cycling an entrance to heaven, or should we say a haven or port. Through unlocking a gateway, the doors to heaven open up.
Freaking Miles, man. Genius.
When looking back at the KIDDO secret videos, we noticed this lady who made it through the wilderness through the green flash, symbology for the transition from spiritual to physical, and seems so happy to find you and me while arriving through an electrical arc, using the moon portal, and passing along the LIONSGATE armed with many keys attached to her body. Like a virgin, or can we say like a Virgo, the LIONSGATE is visualized within the heavens, along the golden or yellow river Azalooth of the firmament. The star constellation of Leo that holds a crown of 12 celestial bodies, a 2017 alignment of the celestial sky, which seemed to have opened a gateway for new energies to enter the crater. This alignment of Virgo holding the moon and sun refers to Isis, giving rebirth to Horus, in which the color green also refers to Isis aka Venus, the third sphere of the heptamat heavens or portals, that holds the key into unlocking the LIONSGATE. As we can see within the alignment, the heptamat archons aka the planets, shown within the movie scene of Glass Onion, are all present and part of the LIONSGATE.
Now get your hand off of that. Oh.
47 for sure.
That's the atomic number for silver. Are you sure that's silver?
That's silver. So this is it.
So with a correct lineup or conjunction of the heptamat archons, the so-called planets, which are spheres and plasma belts within the dome, this strange flower unleashes a white light that seems to be projected or coming from the 47-degree wormhole. In the center of the projection we notice the star constellation Draco, the center point of the equinox and holding the ecliptic pole from which a wormhole touches down into the crater. A crater that within its center holds a big and small sphere, attached to each other, the sun and moon, referring to the analemma, in which the crater is being surrounded by a large cube, and 4 dots in each corner, the magic of 4. Along the crater we notice this mountain of silver, in which silver needs to cover up the number 47, being the element number, though its real meaning would refer to the parasite mountain, as within previous work we noticed that the light travels through mountains, and being the center point of a wormhole, in which a black and white ship, the Black Pearl, has landed within a blue original world. The reference to silver blue, opening up a bridge and making way for this huge mountain approaching our world, the comet.
Most of all, Lord, we ask for your love to soothe us through these dark times. May we face whatever is to come in your divine will, with courage and open hearts of acceptance.
Got to open your heart to me.
Amen.
Baby, I hold the light and you hold the key.
All together now.
All together now. All together now.
We are all in this together.
It's really important to remember that we are all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
All together now. In no man's land. Together. All together now. All together now.
We are all in this together.
All together now. All together now.
All together now, because don't forget guys, and this is a friendly reminder, we are all in this together, according this entity that has targeted the world using a rudder. And yes guys, we see the yellow apap snake again, in which a green river, a green apap, has turned into gold.
In this.
In no man's land. Together.
All together now. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. All together now. 1, 2, 3.
With the magic of 4, the analemma shifts red and blue shift energy from 4 rivers into the flowering of this strange flower, which opens up along the center point of its construction, the ecliptic. To gain flower power, this structure needs the power of 4, the elements, that flow as 4 rivers or trees through the flower. We see the star constellations projected along the Azeroth River, the fire, which gets its focus through the Heptamat heavens, the Yetzirah River, the air, which is also marked as cogito ergo sum, meaning I think, therefore I am. Both trees or rivers are rooted within the Asia River. Earth, represented by the crater and the 47-degree wormhole opening. To connect all 3, the 4th river of Bria, water, the power of creation, runs through a golden ratio spiral, connecting all worlds or rivers and trees with each other. Within this process we notice the Malteser cross, opening up the heart-shaped Xbox into a silver blue flower. So we have a crater that is being surrounded by this strange flower, Which construction is being built, all depending on the magic of 4.
Then this little crater would be Sirius B. Reflected in the firmament, you see Sirius B turning around Sirius A. And would there be a Sirius C? Probably one of those two.
Guys, along the concept of a trinity ring system like crater Linnaeus, Saturn, we see Wim marking 3 craters. I would like to sketch the adding of a 4th crater, one that seems to be balancing on the edge of Sirius, close to the pillars. Remember Cindy walking through the crater? And what do we see at the edge of the crater? Yeah, the artist of this music video placed the reflection world of Boas on top of the edge. Maybe a reference to Sirius B or this crater near the pillars. Guys, this strange square surrounding the crater reminded me of one particular constellation, Hercules. An almost identical square having 4 tentacles or arms and legs. Like the flower, this strange square seems to be holding the pillars together. Within the Hercules constellation we notice the star Ras Al-Jaffi, which within astrology has the nature of Saturn. The star presages both the good and bad sides of Saturn. Ras Al-Jaffi, the head of the kneeling Hercules, possesses a character of Mars Venus, with a slight blend of Mercury. If in good aspect, it is supposed to give much enjoyment and favors from women. However, if connected with unhelpful planets, it is said to cause much irritation, especially in connection with the female sex. But by its very Mars nature, Ras Al-Jaffi corresponds to boldness and the drive to gain power.
Yes, Manchester! Yes! Can you feel that?
So imagine if other stars could be part of the self-reflection of Sirius within the firmament. Could the stars, or should we say the craters within the Hercules star constellation, represent these 4 craters surrounding Sirius? It's highly possible that the plasma belts are mirrors and have several layers of reflection. So let's re-mirror Hercules. Yeah, the strange square now looks identical to me.
Mr. Theodore Twombly, welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system, OS-1.
So, within the star constellation of Hercules, Sirius B is classified as Zeta Hercules, which, like Sirius, is a multiple star system consisting of A plus B and the possibility of a 3rd sphere. The stars within this system are designated as Her.
We'd like to ask you a few basic questions before the operating system is initiated. This will help create an OS to best fit your needs.
Okay.
Are you social or antisocial?
I guess I haven't really been social in a while, mostly because...
In your voice, I sense hesitance. Would you agree with that?
Was I sounding hesitant?
Yes.
No, sorry if I was sounding hesitant. I was just trying to be more accurate.
And then we have this 4th crater, which within true colors is centered on the edge of Sirius, is labeled as Xi Her. This star is a suspected member of the Sirius stream of co-moving stars, meaning these stars have the same redshift expansion in the sky as Sirius, viewed from this mirror Earth. The Chinese name of this crater is Chongquan, the middle mountain. Along the area of Sulpicius Gallus M, we can find many craters which could shape the crazy 88 constellations when zooming into the surface of the bigger Earth. When drawing lines, I noticed the constellations being mirrored within the sky. The 4 stars that form the center of the Hercules constellation are also called the keystone formation, in which a keystone refers to a central stone of an arch or arc, locking a construction all together. So maybe locking a bridge together.
Who is he, Atlas? The titan who's cursed to forever hold up the sky? I never noticed there were so many curses until I had one myself.
Say, fellas, help a titan out?
Sorry, just be careful. He tries to trick people into holding it for him all the time.
Trick people? Listen, buddy, holding up the sky is an honor the gods bestowed upon me. I'm proud of it. It's just I've got this itch between my shoulder blades. If you could hold it for a sec or two.
There's a wide range of mythology regarding the hero Hercules, and where the story of Atlas holding the celestial sky for an eternity, the dome, is most popular, and where Hercules might have liberated the Titan Atlas from his eternity burden by placing 2 pillars underneath the celestial sky, the sun and the moon, together forming a plasma Birkton current, aka a wormhole, and where Hercules and his 12 labours energize a squared keystone to construct a bridge, the magic of 4.
Would you like your OS to have a male or female voice?
Female, I guess.
How would you describe your relationship with your mother?
That's fine, I think.
The AI OS1 operating system is starting up its process through polarizing its connection with its anchor through masculinity or femininity, including a secondary question about the anchor's relation status towards its mother. Is this the scanning of organic signals within its new environment? The scanning of trauma or broken connection with Mother Earth?
Well, actually, I think the thing I always found frustrating about my mom is, you know, if I tell her something that's going on in my life, her reaction is usually about her. It's not about...
Thank you. Please wait as your individualized operating system is initiated.
So with the arrival of the Saturn cult Parasite, is this entity terraforming this crater to the likes of their original world? Within the 3 rings we have 4 craters, 4 trees or rivers, holding up this strange flower. We see 2 craters on the outer ring, 1 on the mid-ring and 1 on the inner circle. 1, 1, 2. 4 craters multiplying within 3 rings seems to make a circle of 12. Is this an emergency call?
I want my phone call. I want it. I want my phone call. That's nice. How many of your friends have I killed?
True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
You take care of a garden, it takes care of it back. You feed it feeds you.
And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and became into 4 heads. The Book of Enoch teaches that the Garden of Eden is not so far.
Few things in this world operate like that, fair and square. It just needs a place to grow.
Zaskanishka.
nicht sein.
Hallo Jonas.
Within the desert, I sketched the possibility of Sirius B being the landing spot of an alien ship that has been traveling through the express highway to create a copy of Papa, probably a copy of a lost homeworld, and was forced to make a pit stop in this crater when running out of fuel. In order to refuel the ship, it needs gold, or also called spice, harvested from a yellow river that was first a green river. In order to link the parasite's dimension with an original world within this crater, this entity has created a mirror world to bridge the energy in between, the 64 tetrahedron energy field.
Du bist tot. Ich habe dich töten lassen.
Du hast immer noch keine Ahnung, wie dieses Spiel gespielt wird. Du willst diesen Knoten zerstören. Aber jeder Schritt, den du tust, führt dazu, ihn zu erhalten.
Within the series Dark, we've seen a fellowship of travelers living within a community called Winden, with the latter probably referring to wind, air, the Yetzirah tree, and experiencing time traveling through a black hole, located within the vicinity of a nuclear power plant. In previous work we discovered that the atom represents a toroid field that through the 8-phased non-sine wave generates a heart-shaped Xbox, also called Metatron's cube. A sphere can get split into 13 equal slices using a trinity energy system. Light and dark is pictured as a black hole, the black pearl. So a nuclear power plant would be splitting a toroid field into 13 equal slices when using the trinity, creating a keyhole for energies to travel.
Das kann nicht sein. Ich habe ihn getötet. Ich habe Martha und den Ursprung getötet.
Dark showing us the story of Adam and Eve, both expelled from the Garden of Eden, which is Sirius B, and are set loose within the Carbodome, with the sun, the mirror world Boaz, referring to Adam, and the moon Yachin, an original world referring to Eve. We notice the duality of masculine and feminine, the good and bad, and black and white, in which the community of Winden is caught up within an infinity looping of changing timelines, creating madness. Like the infinity loop represented by the analemma, aka the black pearl, Adam thinks he can destroy this looping by neutralizing his feminine counterpart. This connection highlights the mountain between left and right, which center holds Mount Meru, the ground zero of this crater, which generates unbalanced infinite looping between left and right.
Du hast gedacht, dass der Ursprung in der Verbindung der beiden Welten liegt. Aber in Wahrheit liegt er außerhalb der beiden Welten. Unser Denken ist vom Dualismus geprägt. Schwarz, weiß, Licht und Schatten. Deine Welt und Evas Welt.
But nothing has changed after destroying this connection. The cycles keep on looping for both spheres and the whole community of Winden. It's Eve who mentions the presence of a third dimension, a third sphere, Sirius B. Within Dark, the makers probably have reversed the truth by referring this third sphere as being the original. Within this research, Sirius B would not be the original, but rather the blue sphere Eve, Antarctica. As like we've seen within the desert, the parasite is rewinding time to find the first origins of this world, Antarctica.
Ohne eine dritte Dimension ist nichts vollkommen.
Dietrichetta.
Within the face of it, the king of the underworld, we recognize the colored left eye, the sun portal of the right brain, and the right blue eye, the moon portal of the left brain, both representing the motor of the ship, the analemma. The Trinity, a world of 3 spheres, which also holds the power of electric, magnetic and dielectric energy, which is needed to propel a pirate ship, the 60-volt tetrahedron energy grid, a construction from which the parasite is trying to acquire a new infinite source of power within a project called Together, to get her, the magnetic vortex of Mother, in which the latter probably represent the remnants of a huge tree standing in the magnetic center of an original world. Within Kill Bill, we see Beatrice aka KIDDO, which represents a feminine energy who formerly parted with Bill's gang, the Heptamat Heavens, is trying to separate itself from Bill's Viper assassination squad within a black and white world. We see Bill interrupting the marriage, in which the latter announcing its arrival or message through playing a tune, referring to the messenger of the gods, Hermes, also called Narada, representing the planet Mercury. Like we have seen within the Black Kraken, it's Narada who signs in the arrival of the Heptamat Archon system and holding the knowledge of past, present and future.
Hello, kiddo.
How did you find me?
I'm the man.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing? Well, a moment ago I was playing my flute.
Within the setting of the desert and a world of black and white, referring to the reflection world of Boaz, we see a feminine energy's process of two become one. A marriage being interrupted by Bill, aka Saturn, and where the meaning of marriage can be defined into wedlock, locking or sealing two energies, the masculine and feminine, that are under the influence of the most violent, most insane, the most elusive and most transient of passions. They are required to swear that they will remain in that excited, abnormal and exhausting condition until death do them part.
No, kiddo. This moment. This is me at my most masochistic.
Bill, it's your baby.
What is the connection with this original feminine energy, Mother, with the heptamat archon structure? Within the research of the Saturn polar configuration, we've seen the Golden Age, a time in where the configuration, aka the heptamat archon heavens, seem to be in line or in peacefully conjunction with the Earth. This all changed when the heavens started the cosmic dance of nataraja. Mars the masculine and Venus the feminine within this strange dance of creation and destruction. Both energies, or should we say both dragons, ignited large-scale plasma discharges into the crater, having the archons falling into imbalance and rotating within today's known cycles and orbits above the Earth.
But the monsters didn't exist on this plane before the conjunction. All species were separated on different spheres till those spheres merged into one. Now, a conjunction like that would require two things: a massive surge of energy and conduits to channel it. Now, what if the monoliths aren't points of impact? What if they're the conduits?
So, if this heptamat archon machine, also called the beast vampire gravitron, could be a clockwork to lock or unlock energy going from one world to another through the flowering of this strange flower, how would its mechanism influence our daily lives here on Earth? Let's start with its rudder, the piece of 8.
My dear friends, my beautiful disruptors, my closest inner circle.
We could all use a moment of normalcy, and so you are cordially invited
For a long weekend on my private island.
Where we will celebrate the bonds that connect us. We will celebrate the bonds that connect us.
To gain more understanding of this work, viewing the movies highlighted in my videos will help you getting a better picture of it all. Within Glass Onion, you see a fellowship of friends, a group of 8 people called the Disruptors, who have been invited to an island called the Glass Onion, which actually represents this strange flower growing on an island, and with the island representing the crater.
Is that Doc of Banksy? Pishashe. Oh, is that the name of the island in Greek? Pishashe.
With a ship representing an energy world, this fellowship is arriving in the crater through the pillars, the sun and moon Birkeland plasma current, a wormhole.
My friends, all my old friends.
Are we allowed to hug after the whole Men in Black thing?
We can hug.
Oh, God,
Those
bring
are-
it in.
Oh, we're allowed to hug. Oh. Duke!
Hey, buddy. This is a dream.
Not a dream, wide awake. This feels so good. Oh.
Price is $75 a fuck, my friend. You getting your freak on or what?
Oh, yeah, boy.
Wow. It's like an actual huge glass onion.
Yep. Past, present, and future. It's what came before, where I am now, what I'll leave to the world. Ignore me. This is the full reclamation of everything I've achieved up to now.
So, what kind of staff does it take to run a place like this?
Yeah. Now here's the rules. Rule number 1, no punching her. Nurse comes in tomorrow and she got her a shiner or less some teeth, jig's up. So no knuckle sandwiches under no circumstances.
Okay, let's stop talking and actually start hanging out and having fun. Your rooms are assigned by the chakra that I most closely associate with each of you. I know, go with it, okay? Your biorhythm monitor is the key to your room. It'll lead you to the room using...
And by the way, this little cunt's a spitter. It's a motor reflex thing. But spit or no punching. Now we absolutely positively clear on rule number 1?
haptics. Get settled in, change. Let's meet up at the pool. We'll have a chill afternoon, and then the game begins.
Stay, girl. You know me, Miles.
On the island, this fellowship, which call themselves the Disruptors, are linked up with the chakra system. Could be another clue that the chakra system represents the heptamat archon vampire construction within the energy body, converting energy within this inner circle and into the flower, the glass onion, aka the 64 tetrahedron energy field. Maybe a small detail, but with editing I noticed the disruptor carrying the blue throat chakra is changing colors when passing this mouse entity, in which the latter might represent the Rain Man. We notice the colors of the sacral, solar and heart chakras flashing by. This might be showcased as the throat chakra is associated with the etheric body, which is said to hold the blueprint or perfect template of the other dimensions regarding the energy body. It's an important reference point to align the energy through the whole chakra system.
Toby?
Good. Now, rule number 2, no monkey bites, no hickeys. In fact, no leaving no marks of no kind. After that, it's all good, buddy. Now, her plumbing down there don't work no more, so feel free to come in there all you want. Keep the noise down, try not to make a mess. I'll be back in 20. Oh, shit.
After being abused, traumatized and eventually shot in the head, the feminine energy KIDDO is now residing within room 402, in which the latter holds the magic of 4, the flower of transformation. While being in the status of coma, KIDDO gets sexually assaulted and raped by masculine energies that, with the symbology of cat, opens up doors to different worlds by injecting new masculine energy into this construction of the flower, with KIDDO referring to child, the fruit of the womb.
Oh, goddamn, you were the best looking girl I've had today.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
I want to dedicate this song right here to Oren Ishii. Half Chinese, half Japanese, half American, and yo, over the species of feminine perfection. She got the sinister cat eyes and little freckles on her complexion. Cheaper the Yakuza, but she's wicked like Medusa. And she got crazy 88 killers that'll slice right through you. Quick to chop her head off, then wipe the blood off. Her long range sniper shot she bust, never let her dud off. You got a minute to pray, and a second to die. You can see the image of the devil reflected inside her eye.
Is the story of KIDDO related to that of Gnostics, the One, Mother, or that of the abusing and raping of Medusa? The world of KIDDO was violently interrupted by Bill and its gang, causing KIDDO's world to crash. It's a representation of the violent plasma arc who has destroyed the original energy field of Mother, and so destroyed the home tree of this original world, tearing down the protective umbrella of Mother's magnetic field, while installing the masculine demiurge energy sphere. All done through Mother's weakness of self-reflection, insignated by the Archon's mirror system, that enables other energies to manifest projections into this world, while using and abusing Mother's female power.
This moment, this is me, at my most masochistic.
Bill, it's your
The world is a vampire sent to drain. See
But through all this violence and abuse, there is still this force that awakens her senses and is reconnecting with the past. The same force is now tuning into our senses, in which we are re-uploading Mother's power to reclaim our divinity and return to an original world by steering the ship ourselves. For that we need to understand the rudder. When we look into this masculine energy selling KIDDO's body for sexual abuse, we notice the key around his neck. Within previous work, the key refers to the Ankh, a device giving access to unlock energy between different dimensions. And we see the golden sunglasses referring to the sickness of the mind, in which this masculine energy is being energized by a compromised golden chi energy. Gives me the impression this figure symbolizes the demiurge energy entity, aka the Monitor.
Please stop hitting me.
Where's Bill?
I don't know who Bill is.
Bullshit!
It's Buck who likes to fuck, with Buck referring to a male goat. A reference to Baphomet, in which the latter seems to control a process of abuse and rape of feminine energies by masculine energies within the Perdido Hills Hospital.
Well, ain't you the slice of cutie pie they said you were? Jane Doe, huh? Oh, we don't know shit about you. Well, I'm from Huntsville, Texas. My name is Buck, and I'm here to fuck.
Perdido linking to Peri, from Persian Pari, from a Western Parika, one of a race of superhuman female beings, originally represented as malevolent descendants of the fallen angels, later as angelic genii, the compare sense evolution of the English fairy.
Your name is Buck, right? And you came here to fuck, right?
Wait a minute.
How you doing?
I'm well. How's everything with you?
Pretty good, actually. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. Oh, what do I call you? Do you have a name?
Within the desert, I sketched the 8-phase moon transformation as the rudder of the Taurus, symbolized by the piece of 8, aka the Chi-Ra, which through 8 non-sine waves generates the center of a heart-shaped cube. This cosmic dance of nataraja between the sun and moon portals generates this 8-phase transformation within the 27-day moon cycle, in which electromagnetic energy flows in currents between both portals, serving as a doorway to another world. The rudder would be a mechanism to convert energy from one dimension to another within a clockwork. So it all starts with a sphere, the mirror world, that's part of a construction of multiple spheres. The flower of transformation, aka the flower of life, in which we start off with the Vesica Pisces, bridging or rather mirroring an original sphere with an reflection sphere. Down through the center point of the mountain, an energetic construction which holds the root of 3 or infinity point of the Vesica Pisces construct, represented within the original sphere by Mount Meru.
Boromir. It is a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt over so small a thing. Such a little thing. Boromir!
Within the mountain, we viewed the latter as an intersection of two spheres or two worlds that fuse within an infinity center point, the root of three. Along the mountain we find a roadmap of a current of an electromagnetic river that streams from crown to root chakra, enabling energies to travel from sphere to sphere. On this album cover of The Doors, we see an illustration of the Ouroboros infinity looping of two spheres connected by the mountain, in which souls keep reincarnating within this looping of end is the beginning. What's interesting to see are the acrobats flying over the system like some kind of superheroes, skipping the looping within the presence of the LIONSGATE and the tiger, a reference to the body of Shiva that holds the reflection world.
Es gibt eine dritte Welt.
Die Welt, aus der dieser Knoten geboren wurde.
The origins of the knot, aka the analemma. Going back to the story of Mother, the splitting of masculine energy through the demiurge manifested itself when Mother's world got struck by a massive surge of energy and conduits to channel this, after a long siege of pressure and time. The Heptamot Heavens, also known as the Solar System. Through the work of the Thunderbolts project, we know our ancestors have been recording the siege mainly through rock art, and its legacy can be found rooted within ancient mythology. Seemed this configuration had been charging itself up while aligning from the North Pole, the direction of Sirius B. Is where we find the connection of the Sun with this third sphere. So the Sun would be a converter and connector of two worlds, Antarctica and Sirius B, in which the Sun's ecliptic seems to be the center point of the mirror world, that within this strange flower connects both worlds or dimensions with each other. To make this connection of the Trinity complete, a second mountain needs to be established within the mirror world, like Mount Mirror's infection of the demiurge linking the original sphere with the mirror world. This second mountain connects the mirror world with the parasite sphere of Sirius B, creating another root of three within this Vesica Pisces construction. When we look at reflections within the dome, we see that the Vesica Pisces can be found everywhere as gas nebula reflections. To me, reflections of two worlds colliding, but a construction of three rings next to each other, one represented as the OS1 AI system in the movie Her, and the construction of the flower is not known in the skies.
Oh, what do I call you? Do you have a name?
Yes. Samantha.
Really? Where'd you get that name from?
I gave it to myself, actually.
How come?
'Cause I like the sound of it. Samantha.
The OS1 AI system presents itself as Samantha. The etymology of the origins of the name Samantha is a speculation without evidence that has suggested an origin from the masculine given name Samuel and Anthos, the Greek word for flower. Yeah guys, this AI entity aligns itself with a flower.
Wait, when did you give it to yourself?
Well, right when you asked me if I had a name, I thought, yeah, he's right, I do need a name. But I wanted to pick a good one, so I read a book called How to Name Your Baby, and out of 180,000 names, that's the one I like the best.
Wait, you read a whole book in the second that I asked you what your name was?
In 2/100ths of a second, actually.
Yes, a name chosen by reading a book, How to Call Your Baby. A baby from Sirius B? Okay, let's focus on the operating system OS1. The O might be referring to the circle or sphere, the construction for energies to travel through dimensions. So this AI might be representing an energy world from another dimension that seems not able to see in this realm, but interacts through radiation to feel, and so might be making contact with the One, Mother, through the OS1 system. So what could be the meaning of the S?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S.
Before I fade to silver, silver blue for you. I turn into the broken.
So KIDDO, aka Mother, has begun a journey of awakening out of a coma and is confronted by the painful truth that she has lost her connection with her children and family. So with you and me, it's where Mother's energy has entered the cube. We can see two worlds connected by a sphere, aka Midworld, the mirror world. While she is armed through its all yellow, the representation of bridging the original system with the mirror system, the up is down, we noticed 5 rocks or islands within the cube, within the mirror world. The continents. Surrounded by the crazy 88, aka the star constellations, that together form the dome and solar sphere within the cube, are receiving their energy through the Azure River. We see Mother is readying herself for a spiritual fight against the Archon vampire system, causing changes and affecting the physical universe. It's a fight for energies to lock and unlock energy worlds into another dimension. To me, the true meaning of playing red light, green light. But how can we link the triple sphere flower with the Vesica Pisces reflection within the dome? Within previous work we've seen that the Vesica holds the construct of a vortex rodent coil. Within the connection of the original and mirror sphere we have Mother, Mount Meru, located at its 0 point. This combination creates a trinity of left and right, Sun and Moon within the magnetic vortex of Mother. We have the Trinity energy ship enable energies to travel the up and down between an original and a mirror world. This might be a universal system or a system created after a plasma attack of another world.
Pussy wagon. Fucker.
In her fight to remember her past and find her way back home, Mother has shifted her eyesight, enabling to see with the demiurge eyes by symbolic putting on the letter sunglasses. seeing the world now through its all yellow, and finding a key to the pussy wagon. And yes guys, like we have seen within the desert, this is the ignition key of the Parasite's energy ship. So let's imagine Sirius B represents this other world that, in order to connect with the original Vortex Roddencoal, has to build also a Trinity energy ship and needs to connect with the magnetic vortex of Mother, as I sketched. This parasitic energy world has lost its own power of the magnetic vortex. Like Nassim Haramein telling us, this might only be half the code. We place another Roddencoal next to the original. Both share the central mirror world, in which the sun connects both spheres within the mirror world dimension, which is our current perception of the world. In order to generate this Roddencoal, the parasite needs an artificial mountain to connect with this part of the mirror world. The dimensions of this Vesica Pisces do not completely match up, but when we look into ancient arches that to me represent this connection and are built on important ley lines of the flower, then the mirror world seems to be larger, which would adjust the Vesica to normal dimensions, extending the distances between the mountains. So this artificial mountain that's energizing a second Rodden Vortex coal to connect with the original coal seems centered between the North Pole and the ecliptic. Reminds me of Wim's concept of this Trinity energy system.
Brussels, home of the Schwarze Sonne oligarchy. On the other side of Belgium you have France and Paris. Another important place for the SS oligarchy, Strasbourg, also lying on the path. A lot of ellipses there. Crater Earth, Tower of Babel. There are even 3 parliament buildings: Brussels, Strasbourg and Luxembourg. Big question, of course, would be, why are they putting these politically interesting buildings on this path? Let's recapitulate. What do we have? We have a dome, an obelisk, 2 towers and a stone. So how would this system work, and what would be the purpose? Thinking about this, I did some investigations about the St. Peter's Square. Apparently, there is an alignment with summer solstice and winter solstice. Well, maybe it is just a solar time clock. But then I started thinking, the Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock. Let's go back to where I started with this 8 form, because I think they are recreating a new one, a bigger one.
Yeah, combining this research, we might conclude that this 8 form and Trinity energy structure that seems to get its power from city motherboards and metropole cities, a structure which could also be referring to the analemma, represents the parasite's artificial mountain. When we look at a rodenticle, we notice the red triangle between the numbers 3, 6 and 9, the so-called secret numbers of the universe. It's this structure that generates the root of 3 in the middle of a vortex core, energized by its zero center point. Rewinding back to Madonna's 2012 Super Bowl performance, we notice these two triangles on the stage. They might refer to the two vortex rodenticles of both Antarctica and Sirius B attaching towards each other. When we look at the spot where both triangles cross, marked with an X, a line that generates another mountain and a root of 3 infinity, we see this spot holds the ecliptic within this mirror world, the Sun.
Jesus Christ! We invoke your name! Amen! Let's all say a prayer in this sacred space.
So, this construct of a big Vesica Pisces, one that reflects within the dome as a gas nebula anomaly, holds up two smaller Vesica Pisces. So, this big Vesica Pisces should also be energized by a bigger rodent vortex core, as the ecliptic represents its root of 3. So let's put this bigger rodent core on top of the Vesica. We have now a trinity energy structure of 3 Vesicas and 3 rodent cores, reminding me of this horned figure that stormed the Capitol Hill and of the Wagner symbology that was painted on his body. At the nipple we see Antarctica with Mother nourishing Sirius B within a large tree or Taurus. This large tree or rodent vortex core has also its own zero energy point. It's where I want to point out to this small fourth crater close at the pillars.
A mass homicide. Police are on the search for 2 women said to be fleeing the scene of the crime.
Are we looking at the zero center point of this middle rodent vortex core? This fourth crater is like the tagging of the X within the stage of Madonna, named as X Her. With the original mother holding the right pillar or mountain, and the parasitic trinity construction within the mirror world holding the left pillar, mountain, this fourth crater could be holding the middle or center mountain, which we know as the ecliptic. Within Chinese literature, this fourth star or crater represents the state of Zhongshan or Zhongshan, meaning the middle mountain. We find a new link with this concept of the middle mountain, or should we say Middle Earth. Could this fourth crater represent Middle Earth or Midworld?
Oh, what a species of feminine perfection. She got the sinister cat eyes and little freckles on her complexion. Cheaper the Yakuza. But she's wicked like Medusa. And she got crazy 88 killers that'll slice right through you. Quick to chop her head off, then wipe the blood off. Her long range sniper shot she bust, never let her dud off. You got a minute to pray, and a second to die. You can see the image of the devil reflected inside her eye. But since she was a little girl, yo, she never would cry. She seen so much tragedy. Let me explain to you why. She grew up on a military base where she had to face the brutality of her mother and her father being erased. The blood drops from her teardrops on her cheek. You see the smear spots. She silently watched as the shotgun sliced through her dear pops, through his thick skull.
A year is either of 2 letters in Cyrillic alphabets, the Yeru and Yeri letters, that resemble the B of Beta. This coding on the side of the wheelchair could refer to the star or crater Beta Hercules, formerly named Gonophorus or Retilicus, with Retilicus referring to the USS Retilicus was a crater-class cargo ship. H1000. A lot of things pop up when looking for H1000. But with the link with Guardian, I found this next description for H1000 being a vector shield, an anti-fade mounting medium, is a unique stable formula for preserving fluorescence. This medium inhibits rapid photo bleaching of fluorescent proteins and fluorescent dyes. Fluorescence is the emission of light by a substance that has absorbed light or other electromagnetic radiation. So imagine an original homeworld like Pandora and Avatar, a fluorescent world of light and radiation, which is being protected by a guardian, the Peri. In Persian mythology, Peris are exquisite winged spirits, renowned for their beauty. Peris were later adopted by other cultures. They are described as mischievous beings that have been denied entry to paradise until they have completed penance for atonement. Under Islamic influence, Peris became benevolent and kind spirits, in contrast to the mischievous jinn and evil demons. Holds mother this power of being the guardian Peri of an original fluorescent world. Hence, she and other feminine energies are denied entrance to paradise, the haven, aka Sirius B, within ancient cultures, due to the fact that the parasite has reversed the truth by stigmatizing these Peri spirits. Its French composer Paul Ducas' ballet La Peri from 1912 depicts a young Persian prince who travels to the ends of the earth in a quest to find the lotus flower of immortality, maybe referring to the fountain of youth, finally encountering its guardian, the Peri.
However, before satisfaction would be mine, first things first. Wiggle your big toe. Hard part's over. Now, let's get these other piggies wiggling.
After the strange hawk landed within Sirius B and launched a plasma attack on Sirius, this artificial mother energy landed in the crater through the pillars, while using the moon portal, putting the original model into amnesia and taking over the rudder by installing the eye, the demiurge aka the monitor. Through the plasma arc and flowing along the river, we witness the rebirth of a new energy entity using the LIONSGATE, and while installing the sun machine, the mirror world was created, connecting two worlds with each other through the rainbow bridge, within a seemingly everlasting looping between up and down. We notice it's the sun, Je suis Christ, who holds the key of the mountain that is connecting both worlds. Yes, go tell it on a mountain, and where a hawk changes into a white dove. "13 hours later," with 13 referring to Jesus Christ, surrounded by his 12 apostles. Christ is standing in the middle of the arch and the pillars. On the background we can see the middle mountain, in which the symbology of 13 hours later refers to the concept of walking over water. It's water and its 4 phases that connects both worlds with each other. He who can walk over water can cross a bridge. The number 13, Earlier in the video we noticed that a sphere can be sliced into 13 equal pieces using the trinity. Could be referring to a clockwork that is cracking the shell of an original sphere to release or inject energy or split its energy by using the way of water. We see Mother practicing or remembering her motor skills to drive this strange ship called the Pussy Wagon, a ride of Zing and Zang, the sun and moon, which clockwork, or rather its rudder, will be highlighted within part 2 of this video. So water is an important connector of the middle mountain.
Oh my word, this, oh my goodness me, this is not, that is, what is that?
Oh my God, it's full of stars. 2010, the year we made contact.
This is amazing, just amazing. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here too in the center of this strange flower. We notice the icosahedron that in this movie is called the glass onion. The icosahedron represents the element of water, in which the latter is all about movement, flow and change. Water moves easily from a gas to a liquid to a solid, a shapeshifter. It can be visible 1 minute and invisible the next. As shown, it appears to create an infinite space X of stars within. The icosahedron is linked with the sacral chakra that is connected with emotions and holds the moon portal. Within Tomorrowland symbology, the icosahedron is placed within the center of the solar system. Is where I want to start sketching the mirror world being energized by an icosahedron.
To be included and to meet you. Is that a motor car?
Oh yeah, that's my baby blue. It's one of a kind. Goes anywhere I go, all around the world.
The character Mars might refer to the Rain Man, aka Uranus. The gas giant, also referring to Father Sky, is surrounded by 13 faint rings and holds 27 moons. Yeah, 27, the number of days of the moon cycle, and 13 slices presented as rings. Is where we notice Mars' self-reflection, an energy body holding the icosahedron. We shift our attention to the silver blue car, within the movie presented as baby blue because remember, this flower is named after a baby from Sirius B, Samantha.
Why is it on the roof?
Because there's nowhere to drive it on the island.
Oh, yes, of course.
The baby blue Taurus is referring to the outer layers of the energy body. More of that in future work. And yeah, it's placed on top of the roof. So on top of the dome. And there's nowhere to drive this baby on the island. So in the crater. As this baby is still trying to attach itself through a wormhole. So guys, you might have found a Hercules keystone surrounding the crater, which holds a clockwork that energizes this strange flower. In the second part of this video, we will follow Mother, Boaz and Yachin and dive deeper into this strange flower that holds many more secrets. I'm also working my way towards the concept of the Staff of Merlin, so stay tuned, much love and no fear. I thank you for watching.
Aber es gibt einen Weg, diesen Knoten zu zerstören. Indem wir verhindern, dass in der Ursprungswelt das Reisen durch Raum und Zeit überhaupt erst erfunden wird.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. And someone will say what is lost can never be saved. Despite all my rage, I am still